Florida's coasts and waterways are at a crossroads.
A new report claims we're at a crossroads with the algae problem on Florida's coasts and waterways.
Our coasts and waterways are at a crossroads.
Our coasts and our waterways are said to be at a crossroads.
Top scientists in Florida now want your ideas on how to fight the problem from growing.
When this project started, there was some skepticism whether it could really work or not. What I'm astonished by is that we're only 5 years in and the results are spectacular. There is eelgrass everywhere. It's spreading all over Kings Bay. And wherever that eelgrass goes, the water is clearer. It stabilizes the sediment on the bottom of the bay. It makes it harder for the algae to appear. And we're starting to see Crystal River as it's supposed to be. We're really seeing a lot more manatees here in summer now, which impacts our tourism economy because now instead of just having a winter manatee season, we're really transitioning at this point into a year-round manatee season because there's enough food in the bay now to sustain a population of at least 100 manatees year-round.
When you look at the grass that's growing, the seagrass that's growing on the bottom there, the eelgrass, it's amazing to see how it's spreading through nature and through natural sources. It's really amazing to see this on this scale and what the future, the next 8 or 10 years will hold for this area. When folks come to me about 6 or 7 years ago initially and started talking about money to clean up the limbia and replant the eelgrass, we did have some naysayers. We had people saying, well, this will never work. The proof's in the pudding here. You know, it has been successful, it is being successful, and that success should help drive more resources.
We're only seeing the small effects from what has been done so far. What we're hopeful about is that all of Kings Bay can be restored, and I think that that is a real possibility now if the state has the will to continue this project and reclaim one of the gems of Florida.
I go into the classrooms to talk to the children about why Save Crystal River is trying to clean up the river. So at Crystal River Primary for the past this is the 4th year, Duke Energy has supplied eelgrass. So every student in the whole entire school gets to plant a little section of eelgrass in their classroom aquarium. They get to watch it from December until May, and then they go to Hunter Spring and plant it. So what an opportunity, because they get to plant it. So the group this year in 5th grade has been growing eelgrass for 4 years. So they know it, they see the difference, they know how clean it is.
The results are unbelievable. They're better than I ever would have hoped for. We have a guy called a limnologist that comes back. He's an independent, kind of an underwater biologist, and he does a study every year. It was like 75% improved, both in the number of species that have come back into the area, but also in the volume of individual creatures, all the way down from the microscopic bugs that live in the algae of the plant leaves on up the food chain all the way to ultimately to the manatees. And every year he does a report, every year it's better. And all you have to do is look out in the water to see that.
The blue crabs had almost been completely wiped out because they had no cover. Now the blue crabs are back, the mangrove snapper are back, all other varieties of bait fish are back in the river, and again, it's all because of the grass.
I go out in the water just about every day. I've seen major changes, so keep up the good work.
It's working!
It's absolutely beautiful.
It's working!
Keep up the great work.
Through this project, I'm really excited that my daughters are going to grow up to see this beautifully restored ecosystem and a healthy habitat, and know that one small community can make a really big difference in the environment.
I think that we're onto something here, and I know we've got 3 or 4 or 5 more years to finish cleaning up that area. This to me feels like more of a model for the rest of the state, for the rest of the state, for the rest of the state.
For Florida's ocean and coast, this is an all hands on deck moment. All hands on deck.